Think back to your childhood and you'll probably remember TV adverts showing parents running a glass over a child's arm.It was all to do with meningitis, and one of the telltale symptoms, a rash that didn't disappear when pressure was applied. But you'd be forgiven for not knowing that actually. There is so much more to meningitis than the rash, and there are two types of the disease. Meningitis is inflammation of the lining of the brain and spinal cord that can be caused by bacteria or viruses, which leads to either bacterial or viral meningitis. Daily Star Online exclusively spoke to This Morning presenter Dr. Ranj, who specializes in young people's health care, to find out what people need to know about the severity of the disease. As Viral Meningitis Awareness Week 2018 kicks off, he told us, bacterial meningitis is serious. It's life-threatening and it needs urgent treatment. On the other hand, viral meningitis, which is more common, isn't usually as serious, the symptoms aren't usually as bad, and it isn't usually life-threatening. However, that isn't a reason not to worry, as he stressed that it can still have long-term effects on sufferers. Revealing the symptoms to look out for, Dr. Ranj said, viral meningitis might start off like any other cold or flu-type illness. You might have a temperature. You might be feeling a bit unwell, run down. But then you'll possibly experience severe lethargy, you might get serious headaches. You might feel sick and vomit a lot, you might get a stiff neck. In bad cases, you could suffer seizures and have a dislike of light, which is known as photophobia. It's more difficult to diagnose in babies though. As Dr. Ranj explained, the symptoms are far more non-specific. He said, they might just be unwell with a temperature, not feeding well, vomiting, irritable, so they're crying all the time, they do not like being touched or moved, and they can have seizures as well. Obviously, the symptoms of viral and bacterial meningitis overlap, but the rash is exclusive to bacterial. Dr. Ranj said, the bacteria that causes the meningitis can also cause blood poisoning, and that's what gives you the rash. He added, the key message to get out to people is you can have meningitis without the rash. That's important to know. And secondly, viral meningitis won't give you the rash. The best way to prevent viral meningitis is vaccination. In particular the MMR vaccine, which protects from 3 viruses, which can cause the disease. But Dr. Ranj also said, the other thing we can do is just general health stuff. Try and keep your health in a good condition. If you've got a healthy body, you're more likely to have a healthy immune system. Then if you've got a healthy immune system, you're less likely to pick up these sorts of infections. He also went on to stress that viral meningitis tends not to be contagious, whereas bacterial can be. Dr. Ranj said, if the classic symptoms are present, go to your nearest A&E or call 999 because you may not be able to distinguish between whether it's viral or bacterial meningitis at home. On the other hand, if you have any concern or worry, then call NHS 111 for some advice, or check out Charity Meningitis Now Symptom Checker app or website. The treatment for viral meningitis is supportive, so includes painers, rest and fluids. If you go to hospital, Dr. Ranj explained, you may be treated for bacterial meningitis while tests are done to determine which type it is, which is called a lumbar puncture, during which fluids are taken from the bottom of the spine. This week, May 1st to May 7th, is Viral Meningitis Awareness Week, and Dr. Ranj thinks it's really important to spread the word. He told us, although it may not be as life-threatening as bacterial meningitis is, research and surveys have shown that people who have had viral meningitis can still have long-term problems. That's why I think it's important to raise awareness that this isn't just a mild disease. It affects a lot of people and it can affect them quite significantly. He added, also, I think it's important to raise awareness that you will not be able to tell the difference between viral and bacterial at home. What you might think is viral may turn out to be a lot more serious, which is why raising awareness of meningitis in general is really important. And actually, the ways we can prevent it, and the classic is vaccination. Dr. Ron is a household name thanks to his regular appearances on This Morning with Holly Willoughby and Co. and his BBC series Get Well Soon. As well as raising awareness about viral meningitis. We spoke to Dr. Ron Hall about his television career. The 38-year-old admitted before settling on becoming a doctor, he wanted to be an astronaut like most kids and then a teacher, but realized teachers' jobs are really difficult. He explained, "I think part of it. I'm a bit of a geek at heart. I'm very scientifically minded and I like to work out the way things work and what makes them tick. Take things apart." He also said he liked helping people, so decided to combine the two and pursue a career in medicine. "I didn't think I was ever going to be able to," he admitted. "I don't come from a medical family. When I was growing up, hardly anyone in my family had even been to university. So I never thought I was ever going to be a doctor because I thought it was for clever people. But I thought I've got nothing to lose. I'll give it a go, and it kind of worked out. Lucky for me, really. And while there have been loads of television doctors over the years on various shows, it was a path that Dr. Ron accidentally fell into." He confessed, "I started off doing my regular NHS job working in hospital, and then, by chance, I had a meeting with a producer at the BBC because they were looking for a young people's doctor to help out with some of their programming. The meeting was about 10 years ago, and after helping them out, the BBC stuck Dr. Ron on screen and it kind of just snowballed from there." He said, "It's got bigger and bigger. The media side of stuff, that I now do medicine part-time and I do media part-time. So I've got 2 jobs now." Dr. Ron has had a lot of success with his television ventures though, including winning a BAFTA and producing videos for This Morning which have actually saved lives. Speaking about the videos, which cover topics such as CPR, Dr. Ron said, "As a professional, as a doctor, nothing makes me prouder than that. To think that I've done something that has been used by so many people for good, something positive. And it's actually saved people's lives or helped them save someone. And that is my job. That is basically my job. That makes me quite proud, because I feel like I've done my job, and it's really satisfying to know that people appreciate and use it. And to be honest, I'm feeling a bit blown away by it all, but I'm so glad that people find them useful." Dr. Ron is working with St. John Ambulance, the British Red Cross and the British Heart Foundation to try and get first aid training onto the national curriculum in schools. He said, "There's a strong argument that we should all be trained in the basics because you never know when you're going to need to save someone's life." And while he saved lives with his This Morning videos, one of the highlights of his career so far has been the BAFTA for his BBC show. He said, "That was completely out of the blue. I knew we were nominated, but I looked at the category and thought there is no way in hell we're going to get this. So I tell you what, I'll go alone, practice my consolation face, applaud the winner in case the camera turns to you. But I couldn't believe it. I was genuinely shocked when it happened." And with his television profile comes the invitations to glamorous parties and red carpets. He told us, "They're really good fun and I'm really lucky to go to some of these things because you get to go to these amazing events, meet some really cool people and do and see loads of really great stuff. That's the glitzy side and the glamorous side of my job. But that's literally the tip of the iceberg. The rest of my job, which most people won't see, is, you're knuckling down. You're working, late nights, early starts, slogging away doing all the non-glamorous stuff behind the scenes that no one really sees. It's nice to be able to then go to a party every now and again and do something special. I like dressing up, it's good fun." Dr. Ron often shares snaps from the events he attends as well as his growing suit collection, which is actually causing problems. He joked, "I've developed a problem actually, because I'm outgrowing my wardrobe space. Which is ridiculous. Dr. Ranj will continue working with This Morning and will do a day in Birmingham for This Morning Live this month. But he is set for a seriously busy year as he teased other ventures, including a book that he is working on. He said, "I'm going with the flow, and if something happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, I'm going to just move on and do whatever I need to do next. So, fingers crossed, this year will be fun. It's keeping me busy, I can't tell you that much." For more information on viral meningitis, head to meningitisnow.org.